Here we are, a few days out from the holiday weekend, and maybe you're still carrying it around a little with you. You know that feeling that the weekend got away from you. There were the BBQs, the desserts, and maybe a few more hot dogs than you meant to have. The scale's up, and there's that voice in the back of your head saying, well, you blew it. So much for that. My friend, if this is where you are right now, I want you to stick around because I just had a weekend exactly like this. My scale's up as well, and I'm about to tell you something that I've never really said out loud before on this show. So let's get into it. Welcome to the Biking Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Stacy Smith, and I lost 50 pounds riding my bike by focusing on what my body can do. Now, I teach other women how to do the same. I am obsessed with completely flipping the script on weight loss so that we can work out to feel good and feel strong. If you are ready to stop dieting, learn how to appreciate your body, and have fun riding your bike, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, my wonderful friend. Welcome back to the podcast. And if you're just joining us for the very first time, I want to send a special warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for being a part of the biking wellness community. And just really quick before we get into today's episode, because I never want you to miss this. If anything today makes you think you'd like some help actually doing this, I would love to be in your corner and support you. I do one-on-one coaching, and the easiest way to get started with me is to just send me the word interested, either as a DM on Instagram at Sassy Cycling, that's SASCY Cycling, or in an email to stacy@sassy.com. That's STACY@SASCY.com. No pressure at all, just a chance for us to chat. Okay, so let's get into today's episode. I want to talk to you about where you might be right now. If you overdid it this weekend, and if you've spent the last few days feeling like you undid all of your hard work, I want you to know that I'm not talking down to you from some place where I've got it all figured out. I know that feeling in my body. I know exactly what it's like to come off of a weekend like that and already have the whole thing decided before you've even started. This idea of, oh my gosh, I blew it. That you'll never be one of those disciplined people who can lose weight, that you might as well not even weigh yourself because you already know what the scale's going to say. And I know this because for most of my life, this was me every single time. If I'd had a weekend like the one that I just had back before I lost my weight, this is exactly what old me would have done. I would not have gotten on the scale, not a chance. I already knew it would be up, so why would I look? I just would know deep down that I blew it once again. And then I'd start telling myself the story that I was never going to be the kind of person who could lose weight, that I didn't have the motivation or the discipline, and I never would, that I loved food way too much to ever get this right. So I'd decide, okay, well, whatever, I don't even care. I'd figure, you know what? I'll just buy the bigger clothes, or I'll just try to stay in the ones I've got and hope for the best. I'll always just be the bigger girl in the room. That's just who I am. And you know what also always happens next? I'd just give up. I would let it all go. Until one day I'd get so disgusted with myself that I'd swing all the way to the other side and go whole hog, crack down, all the rules, all the restriction, punish myself for a while, lose a little bit of weight, and then because nobody can live like that long term, it's not sustainable, all of the weight would come right back, and I'd be right back at the beginning feeling worse than when I started. The gain it, lose it, beat myself up, give up, crack down, all of that going over and over and over again, I lived that literally for decades. And I'll tell you, every single trip around that loop and in that cycle made the next trip even harder. Harder on my body, harder on me, harder on my emotions, harder on my heart. Every single time, I believed in myself and my ability to lose weight and keep it off a little bit less. So if this is where you are right now, my friend, I want you to know that I see you, that there is nothing wrong with you, that you are not lazy, you are not weak, and you did not fail. You have just been stuck in this loop, in this cycle that was never going to work because it was built around making you feel terrible. And feeling bad has never once helped a single one of us lose weight and keep it off long term. So if you're coming out of this weekend ready to give up, You are not the problem, and there is nothing wrong with you. You've just been living in this cycle of gaining, losing weight that was designed to really wear you down. And you can break free from it. You can step out of it. I know this because I did it. And I want to show you what it looks like to kind of be on the other side. Because here's what I actually did this weekend and in the days since. And it could not be more different from the types of things that I used to do. So here's the thing I've never really said out loud on this show. I want to lose 10 pounds this summer. I'm a weight loss coach, and I am telling you right here that I want to lose a little weight, and I am leaning into my own health this summer on purpose. I just came off of a beautiful vacation, a big holiday weekend. I enjoyed every second of them, and now I'm ready to feel a little stronger and really kind of take care of myself and take care of my body. And I want to do it in the open with you so that you can see exactly what weight loss looks like for me now. And, it's not going to have dieting. I don't diet. There's not going to be this massive amount of restriction. I don't do that either. I'm not going to be making these grand, massive changes because they're not doable. They're not sustainable. And I want you to come along with me. And I have a feeling that you might want to do this right alongside me this summer. So let's go back to that scale thing that's been up after the weekend. For the old version of me, that number ended the conversation with myself. For me now, I barely even notice. It barely even registers because I know it's just one piece of information in the whole grand scheme of things in the scheme of my life. And I want to walk you through my actual weekend so that you can see what's happening, what's going on, and what I mean by all of this. So this past holiday weekend was basically a 3-day weekend for us. Friday night, we had game night and my friends brought Chinese food. Now, I know from weighing myself every day back in January on Instagram, it was this 30-day challenge that I took part in, and I weighed myself every day and I posted it on the internet just to show how the ups and downs and fluctuations can happen. But I know that every time I have Chinese food, the scale is going to be up the next morning, and it is going to be up probably 2 to 3 pounds. So Saturday morning, it was up and I did not spiral. I already knew that this was coming. I knew this was going to be the situation and that I didn't actually gain 3 pounds overnight. It's just salt and water, the food still being in my body and my body doing exactly what I knew it would do because it's what it's done in the past. Then we had 3 barbecues on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday at my brother's, I had a hot dog, some chips, a couple cookies, and it was delicious. And I was satisfied. That evening, I went to another barbecue and I was in the mood for something lighter. So I had some grilled chicken and a really amazing quinoa salad. I really should get the recipe for that. And the desserts, oh my gosh, the desserts were next level. I took a little bit of everything that I wanted, and I noticed that I actually really wanted another one of these amazing cream puffs. I knew that I wasn't actually hungry anymore. I didn't, quote unquote, need another cream puff, but I asked myself, is this worth feeling a little bit fuller right now? Is this cream puff worth it? And I was like, yeah. It absolutely is. So I had another cream puff and I enjoyed it. And there was no shame, no drama, no beating myself up over it. And to be honest with you, Sunday rolls around because I want you to see this whole picture. At my mother-in-law's house, they asked if I wanted a hot dog or a hamburger, and I was hemming and hawing and I couldn't decide. So I was just like, I'll have both. And that was definitely more food than I needed, but I did eat it. I ate all of it and I definitely felt it. I was like, I'm a little bit fuller than what feels good in my body. But instead of turning this into a whole story of, oh my gosh, I blew it this weekend, I just kind of made note of it. I was like, that was probably more than I needed. And at dinner that night, I ate a little bit less because I didn't want to feel that full again. This was the same day. And I was just kind of being in touch with my body and making decisions as the day went on that made the most sense for me. So Monday morning rolls around and the scale's up about 3.5 pounds over the course of the whole weekend. And I purposefully got on the scale knowing that it would be up because I was curious. It's like, oh, I wonder how much it's going to be up this weekend. I wasn't devastated or anything like that. And I thought, okay, well, Stacey, you enjoyed your weekend. You overdid it a little bit on Sunday. And now you're kind of getting back to your regularly scheduled programming. That's it. The scale was just a piece of information. And I just want to mention, I think this is really important for me to talk about when I'm talking about weighing myself, when I'm talking about the scale. I do weigh myself almost every day because that is what works for me. And I have put a lot of thought into my relationship with the scale, and I've been really intentionally making that number just be a number, just be a piece of information, making it something that doesn't mean that I am good or bad. And I can honestly and truly say that when I step on the scale now, I'm just like, oh, that's interesting, as opposed to, oh my gosh, it's up, or woohoo, it's down, or anything like that. It's just giving me some data and some information. If that is not your relationship with the scale, if that doesn't feel okay to you, please don't weigh yourself right now. If the scale is something that makes you feel bad, if it's something you obsess over, if it's something that could cause you to eat in a disordered way, just don't use it. What works for me might not necessarily work for you. And I think that is really what this whole process is all about. It's about figuring out what works for you. What makes you tick? What makes sense in terms of what you're eating, of your movement, of what you're putting into your body? I am not here to tell you what to do. I am here to help you figure out what works best for you. Here's what leaning into my health is kind of looking like for me right now. So Saturday morning, I did a short strength workout and maybe a 15-20 minute bike ride. Please note that this wasn't anything about like, oh my gosh, I have 2 barbecues today and I have to get a bunch of movement in so that I can burn calories before I eat a bunch of things and earn my food. This was just a way to kind of feel good and feel balanced going into the day. Sunday, I played in the pool with my son and I was kind of helping him with treading water. And this was movement. And I considered this movement because it's movement and it's fun. And oh my gosh, have you ever just gotten into the pool and spent a little time in the pool and then come out exhausted? I mean, that's just kind of what it's like for me. And then Monday night, it was raining and I caught myself thinking, well, the movement shift has sailed tonight. But then I thought, it really hasn't. All I have to do is put on a raincoat, grab my umbrella during my son's baseball practice, and I went for a 20-minute walk on the bike path in the rain. And no, this wasn't about, burning off the calories that I ate this weekend. It was never supposed to be anything like that. It was about moving because instead of sitting and, kind of scrolling on my phone for an hour, I could do something, one small thing that would be for me and make me feel good. And that's why movement is so important. That's why movement matters. It's not about burning off calories. It's not about earning your food. It's about feeling good because you're taking the time to do something for yourself, to do something for your health, to do something for your longevity so that you can be strong and that you can be healthy. And this is what I really want you to see. My weekend was not perfect. I'm not perfect, and neither are you, and that's okay. The scale went up over the weekend. I overate on Sunday. I ate the extra cream puff Saturday night that I didn't need. And I'm still choosing to lean into my health this summer. I'm still choosing to lose weight this summer. I'm still letting myself be moving forward and encouraging myself. And maybe I won't lose 10 pounds this summer. Maybe I won't lose any weight this summer. But I really love feeling like I am the one that's in control and having this goal for myself. It could take a little bit longer. Almost every time I've set a weight loss goal in terms of a particular number, it's taken a little bit longer than what I intended. And that's okay because I know that I'm going to be making progress towards my goal. Leaning into my health doesn't mean restricting my food. It means making small, doable changes that you can actually live with. Eating when you're hungry, stopping when you've had enough food, moving because it feels good, getting curious about the scale instead of being terrified of that number. And then on those days and those weekends and those vacations when you overdo it and you eat more than you need, just decide like, oh, you know what? I'm going to make my next best decision. In my next meal, I'm going to eat more vegetables. In my next day, I'm going to try to fit a little bit more movement in. There's no reason why you have to wait to start. Start now. Start with your next best choice and your next best decision. You didn't undo all of your progress this weekend. You are just one good choice and one good decision away from moving forward. You don't have to wait. You can do it right now. You can do it with your next meal. You can do it with a short walk around the block. It really is and can be and should be that simple. And that's exactly what I'm doing all summer long. I'm doing it out in the open. I'm doing it with you, and I'm being super transparent about it. So if you've been carrying around this feeling of, oh my gosh, I blew it this weekend, I hope that you're listening, and I hope that you are hearing this. And if you're multitasking, please come back to me right now. You didn't blow it. I promise. There is nothing wrong with you. You've just been handed a better way to do this, and you get to start it right now. Start it today where you are without beating yourself up. And like I said, I am leaning in this summer for real. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to feel stronger. I am doing this with small, doable changes. You know, the kinds of changes I made when I lost 50 pounds to begin with. And I am just going to kind of walk you through it and talk to you about how it's going and keep bringing you along with me all summer long, because I really do think that you might want to do this right alongside me. So keep listening, because there is more coming on how exactly we can do this together. And if you already know that you don't want to do it alone, if you want someone in your corner as we head into the meatiest part of the summer, let's chat. Just send me the word interested, either as a DM on Instagram at Sassy Cycling, SASCY Cycling, or in an email at stacy@sassy.com. That's STACY@SASCY.com. Even if you want to just chat and let me know how things are going with you, if you want to just say hi, I would 100% love to hear from you. And if this episode meant something to you today, would you please take 2 seconds to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening? It genuinely helps this show reach more women just like you who are coming out of this weekend feeling like they got it wrong, feeling like they blew it, feeling like they failed. And if you know someone who's beating herself up over this weekend right now, please, please, please just send her a link to this episode. She needs to hear that there is nothing wrong with her. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. I am so glad you didn't give up on yourself today. I am right here. I am in it with you, and I am cheering you on every single step of the way. Talk soon.